What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa coming back at you with another video today, and before we get started, I gotta go ahead and say thank the Lord above, King Jesus, for another day and another opportunity. Comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I'ma definitely be sure to get back to you with the response. So, as you can see from the looks of the thumbnail, siding with Screen Man, today I'm showing y'all gameplay and the build breakdown of my 99 overall Chet Holmgren build in NBA 2K25 on Next Gen. And I truly just want to say thank every single one of y'all, my community, for, coming through on every single one of these videos. To me, it truly means the world, because it really shows me that, we're on the right path, building the most positive, Christ-like minded community in the 2K community and here on YouTube as a whole, man. And I really just want y'all to recognize that you are a part of it as well. So I appreciate y'all coming through for these videos. If you have any recommendations of any players or types of videos that y'all want to see, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section, and I will be sure to get y'all right. I have plenty of other videos like this on my channel as well if you want to check them out. And once again, I just gotta say thank you so much for your support, man. I go live pretty much every single day, so be sure to tune in around 6 p.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific. And add me up, man, if you want to join my lobby, and I'll definitely be sure to get you right on that as well. So before we move any further, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button. If you're new, don't forget to smash that like button and turn on post notifications, because I'm uploading pretty much every single day and you don't want to miss any of these uploads. So as you can see, man, I'm going to be showing y'all this Chet Holmgren gameplay, and this is truly one of the best builds that I can say that I've used this year, and I think it definitely does deserve to be a season 6 community build and at least a 2K25 community build, because something that I've noticed is with the community builds that we actually have currently right now in NBA 2K25 as of season 5, man, none of the builds have over a 52 ball handle. Now, I think that's a big problem because, one, it doesn't show you diversity, and it really just shows you that a lot of players are just trying to make clones of each other, man. Nobody's trying to be unique. Nobody's trying to be different. And with this archetype, you're going to be able to get much more than that. And what I honestly like about it is that you can actually make it to go up to I would say about a 74 ball handle. You want to get that Giannis Antetokounmpo crossover. That's going to be key for these big men. And, for those of y'all who don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and search it up, and I'll be sure to, in the future, bring out more videos like this on dribble animations and updates, so that way you can be updated on, the best animations, the best jump shots, everything I got y'all. So be sure to turn on post notifications. You don't want to miss anything. And with this archetype, something that I really like about it is it's all around, and depending on the way that you do want to play, it's really going to come down to your play style if you want to change anything. So as you can see, we are creating this build out of the center position. The height, we did go with 7'1", with the weight going up to 229 and a 7'3" wingspan. So from there, when it comes towards the attributes, this is going to be very key, because if you start messing with the height, and even when it comes towards the wingspan itself, that's going to mess with some of these numbers, and the cap breakers are actually going to play a huge role when it comes towards making this kind of build. So I really just want y'all to pay attention to that, man. So before we move any further, I just want to make sure that I put my belief and faith on stand, and really just show y'all where I get my motivation, positive inspiration from, and that's Jesus Christ. So I'm going to share a little scripture coming out of the book of 2 Timothy verses 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And this is really something that I want to share to y'all, the 2K community, and the community that I'm personally building, because for anybody who is going through anything in your life, whether it's just playing 2K or something at work, something outside of this community that we're building, man, I just want you to know that you can find that confidence and motivation in Christ. And that's just something that I truly just want to share to my community, because if I'm not leading y'all in the right direction, this is something that I truly feel, I want to be able to put on display for y'all, and really just lead y'all in the correct way that I possibly can in any given situation. And this is just something that's come across in my life. I love uploading these 2K videos for y'all, but to be able to connect with y'all in a different way, in a different level, and just to be able to be free and open with y'all is something that I truly just do not take for granted. So, back to the creation of this build. And, also if you have any comments, any, suggestions, or any ideas, be sure to let me know down below and I'll be sure to answer them for you. So as far as when it comes towards the wingspan, that's very key because you're actually going to be able to get at least an 89 mid-range shot, and that's going to be key because look, you're going to add 1+ cap breaker onto this area, so we're going to make it to an 88, but once you get that cap breaker unlocked, you can go up to an 89, and that's going to allow you to unlock extra badges. Now as far as when it comes towards that 3-pointer, we're putting this up to an 83 solely because you do want to make sure that you do get limitless range. Now the free throw, I don't think this is too bad, going up to a 74, and as far as when it comes towards the finishing itself, I think this is something that's very nice. So the 92 close shot, this really does allow you to be elite under the rim. Now the 80 driving layup, for those of y'all who know, the Giannis Antetokounmpo layup style is probably one of the most money layup styles that you can pick this year. You know, I've gotten so many red contests, and I can say that, you know, there's nothing more than you need, at least for when it comes towards bigs. Now for that standing dunk, you can go up to an 85. Now let's just go ahead and say you hit that 2. You're gonna have at least 10 cap breakers to work with. Now if you only have 5, you can go ahead and use those first 5, put it towards this area, and that's going to allow you to get those elite standing contact dunks, and that really does allow this build to be versatile. So for that post control, you also do get a 75, allowing you to get some extra badges on the interior. So for the offensive end, you know, this build isn't too bad starting out. Now as far as when it comes towards the pass accuracy, put this up to a 73. I think this is perfect. Now as far as for that ball handle, this is optional. It really comes down to that wingspan, and you know, if you want to make adjustments on a height, you can do that, but like I mentioned earlier, if you want to be able to get the Giannis Antetokounmpo, you know, crossover, make sure you go with at least a 74 to 73 ball handle. It's all going to come down to the wiggle room and, you know, the changes and adjustments you want to make. Now I'm not too worried about the 55 speed with ball. I've made plenty of videos of dribbling with something lower, and you know, if you use basic escape move, that's going to be key as well, and I'll be sure to link y'all with a video right here and as well as in the description. So as far as when it comes towards the playmaking, I think we're perfect all around. Now on the interior, we're going up to an 88. This does allow you to pretty much guard anybody down low. The perimeter defense, the 62, that's perfect. The steal, the 43, I wouldn't be too worried about this. Now when it comes towards the block, use those 4 cap breakers that you unlock down the road towards this area, and that's going to allow you to get some extra interior badges, which is really going to make a big difference. Now on the rebounding, this is interchangeable. Go with the 65 for that offensive side, and then an 85 when it comes towards that defensive. And then when it comes towards the physicals themselves, we're going to go with a 69 speed, 57 agility, 85 strength with an 80 vertical. So even if you were to equip takeovers like Great Wall, I think that's pretty nasty on this kind of build because it will allow you to get that 99 strength. Now we all know how overpowered that can be. Now another one that I would consider would be Glass Gunner, because you're going to be able to unlock a +8 put towards both rebounding stats and your 3-point shot. So I think that's something that you should consider. Maybe even Glass Warrior, but another one that I truly did like with this build is going to be Fortress. The +8 put towards the strength and 3-point shot, you cannot go wrong with that. So I really just want to say, if you want to make any types of changes and adjustments, feel free to do so. And if you want that #1 comparison of Chet, you know, continue to do so with this build. And you know, as far as for the making of it, you're going to be able to come out to the 2-way 3-level scoring threat. And what I like about it even more is that if you do decide to use your cap breakers towards the playmaking end on the pass accuracy, you can potentially down the road get a different build name, and it's going to change the name from a 2-way 3-level scoring threat to a 2-way 3-level scoring playmaker. Now I think both options are nice, and I just wanted to throw that, you know, little nugget, that little Easter egg out to y'all. And especially if you made it to the very end, you know, your support, it truly means so much to me. You know, I want y'all to really realize that we're not building just any community here on YouTube and in the 2K community. We're building a community that's being led by Christ, man, that's being led by God. And to be able to, you know, display this and show y'all what I'm about and really just connect with y'all in the comments, I see you, man, it's something that I truly just want you to know. It does not go unnoticed, the love and support. I see every single one of y'all, especially in the streams, man. We get lit in there, so just know I love y'all. I appreciate you, man. I see y'all like my brothers and sisters. We are a family here. They're rich family. So, you know, if you want to go ahead and start a little wave, go ahead and, you know, change your PSN or Xbox names. Go ahead and throw a little number in it that can match, you know, your name. So for example, I put R1 CH Sosa because my real name is Rich Sosa. So instead of putting the I in Rich, why not go ahead and put the number 1? So that's something that I wanted to just, go ahead and make myself a little, stand out a little bit more, be a little unique, and just, start my own trend. So if y'all want to be a part of the family, a part of the movement, let me know down below, and I'll be sure to, be giving y'all, tips, advice. If y'all need anything, be sure to let me know down below in the comments. I'm reading every single one of them. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And man, if it was your first time coming through, you already know what to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button and turn on post notifications to see when I'm uploading every single day. I gotta say again, thank the Lord above, King Jesus, for another day and another opportunity. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. God bless every single one of you, and Rich out.